Hello world, hello Zion. It's Prince Easy coming at you again once more, and as usual I do have a couple slides that I want to share with you this fine day here, right? This Sunday here, right? So conversations are being had, but what is needed is more of action. Again, could possibly be viewed negatively. By who? I don't know. Yeah, the Negroes of Thailand are now fighting for land ownership. We really got dealt with the end of the stick. Israelites. Yeah. Yeah, the Sun calls it a gift, right? That like, I don't know, Trump is giving a gift to Putin. This is how it is viewed, on top of all of the suspicions that the Russians wrote the thing. So the Pope has been making his rounds with a lot of controversy. Well, 6.8K views. This is a big achievement here. For those who don't understand, basically Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, right? TAWIRI, short. It reports here that they have identified a medication to treat hair growth issues, right? So yeah, work is going on. The issue is just branding. I don't even know what to say about this. I don't know, really. I don't. Because they believe that the population that they came with in ships actually outnumbered the local people they found. This is some crazy work of rewriting history. And all of this is all because of the land, right? So because of the land, right? And as long as they get people to accept this history here, right, that they actually brought black people over there, it's beyond stunning at this point, you know. Yeah. And it won by 1 point. Can you even believe that? Huh? They're saying, oh, it's a solar flare situation. You remember that, which we talked about? And the lights in the sky that have been seen. Yeah. Well, the West, rather European countries, not Russia. Let me be specific. European nations which are not Russian, they do not understand the concept of multi-cultures or multi-religions. They actually have an apprehension about this whole idea, right? It shows how infantile their civilizations are, right, compared to other parts of the world. It shows, you know. It comes out as racism or discriminations against other peoples of faith, but again, it is ignorance. It is ignorance, right? After Israelites fell, you saw it yourself, right? They took over and everything has been going to hell, as you can see. Right, so as I pointed out, I think multiple times, that the only reason Russia is different, or rather one of them, is because of their acceptance, right? I think their situation forced them to adapt, right? Because in the Russian Federation, there are a lot of ethnicities and groups and faiths. All of these things are causing them to evolve, to be more tolerant and not be easily fazed or bothered by what other people do with their faith and their belief, rather. Right? So yeah, they are blind to that fact, but the fact still remains, right? Their biggest achievement, which is America, right? It is a multicultural, multi-ethnicity. Right? Now they're making effort to change that, and still believing that they will still keep that supremacy. It's it's amazing to me. Right? It's amazing. So I think we should at least at this point stop trying to educate people, right? Because they presume this is some new thing they're doing. Right? This is why the West is gonna fall. Right? People keep insisting that they forget their culture, and no, you're just hiding your racism, and it's a big problem in Europe. This thing here, racism, it's subtle, right? Sometimes it does not manifest in malicious intent or costumes or anything like that, but rather it just comes out as intolerance, right? Or mockery, or stereotyping. All of these are all the same thing, right? And they're going to have big effects. But the Russians understand this. This is why they see the world very different from other Europeans, right? So a new conspiracy has been brewing, seeing it around, making rounds the whole of this week. Right now, they are saying it's easy to counter this. Just ask for evidence. Don't argue. Don't capture people. Just ask for evidence. Right? This is how you fight once and for all. Right? Because again, these people, they want to name themselves revolutionaries. So ask for proof, right? It's crickets. Ridhiwani came out here and said, okay, if you have evidence that I own Lake Oil, then please bring it forward. I haven't heard nothing. And if it's not true, there won't be nothing. So again, consequences. So you just say that don't fly to Venezuela. Don't say that you close the airspace of some other country. This is so inappropriate, Huh? Well, we're gonna circle back to this. It seems they're not making enough money. They want people to even participate even more and more. Yeah, you won't hear this story again. You only hear the terrible news, right? You only hear the terrible news because it serves a narrative, right? You Europeans, okay, apart from Russia, you need to take heed to what people outside who have faced the sheer savagery and barbarism of your governments when we tell you some stuff. Because you have no other perspective. You are close-minded, short-fused, and easily manipulated. He calls it a ceremonial coup. Okay, we shall find out. Yeah, as they were in transit, he went ahead and, I don't know, attacked a tanker. Convenient. I shall show you the other side of this story because there is a narrative trying to paint it. Look at this. Look at the narrative. Have we seen this before? Yes, we have seen this before. The last time that this whole ordeal, remember the deja vu situation we were talking about? It's the same thing. Before he went to the meeting, he did something big. He blew up something, just to make the conversation, I don't know, hard or tough. And of course, they only cover one side of that story. And of course, the war is continuing. I don't know what these people are talking about. No ceasefire was agreed upon. So why are you then complaining? They're always complaining. Now they're calling Hamas a threat to Europe and stuff. Did you contribute to their crisis? That is the question I want to answer. Did you contribute to the crisis, to the predicament that the Palestinian people find themselves in? Yeah. You continue like this. Tough. Well, nobody's posting because they are busy consuming, right? There's a lot of AI slop and brain rot, right? They don't even remember to post anymore, right? The internet is full of narratives, right? And of course it's an observation, right? You can make it for yourself. Most people now are like mostly professionals, just like YouTube, right? It has evolved, right? Not everybody on YouTube is posting videos, though they can. They are there to consume rather than contribute, right? Contribution is tough, it's hard, right? And they know if they contribute, some tech mogul will benefit. Don't think there's a dilemma, right, for those who are not trying to delineate, but it's the issue of I don't know what to call it. Wealth? Yeah, this is the issue of wealth. Now, I don't know from their perspective, maybe they are over complicating their slow and meticulous moving back to Africa. But from what I heard, from what they say, is that they are not financially stable to make such a leap, right? And it's a fair point. So yeah, that was our week, right? Not sure how the thing is gonna unfold. So let me round up this episode by reading some relevant scripture there. This is from Psalms 2, 1 through 12. Right? This is unfolding as we speak. Hard. Right? So let's have a read. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things? Yes, people now are raging and having vain imaginations. Right? Vanity is a big problem, right? Especially in the age of social media. Right? It's a crisis. The kings of the earth set themselves, and rulers take counsel together against the Lord, right? And against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in heaven shall laugh, and the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. Okay, this is the problem of the earth. Right, these kings that set themselves, right, these Europeans that set themselves, they have a problem. There's a new thing emerging that is a problem to them. Right? I will declare a decree. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. These were, remember, I don't know, in 2020, is it? Yeah, in 2020. The crowning day. These are the words that were used. Right? Again, back then, had no clue. But still, I was open-minded, so to speak, to be of use. And boom, that's what came out. I didn't even know there is such a thing that is supposed to unfold in scripture. Right, so I was directed to this here. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for mine inheritance, for thine inheritance, and the outermost part of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Okay? Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Right? Rejoice with trembling, meaning we know that we don't deserve what we are given. A pattern of behavior, the vanity, right? It's not productive. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way. Right? This is another instruction. Fathers, don't provoke the Son, and all of this. What is the way? The Bantu way. Right? The humanism way. Right? That's what Bantu is. When his wrath is kindled but a little, blessed are they that put their trust in him. Yeah. So you can read up upon multiple interpretations, but this here is prophecy, right? So let me tell you something. I've been saying a long time, there are some individuals that want me to move to Japan, and they have done all they have done, right? With people who know and people who don't know, it doesn't matter, right? And now we have this whole Japan situation. So let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and say I moved to Japan right now. What would be the situation? Because people are surely waking up that, hey, Japan is just a buffer at this point, right? Just a wall. Remember that wall we was talking about a long time ago? Which Ukraine and Europe is one of them. It's a defense mechanism, right? And of course, like I said, just think about it. What would the tensions look like with our current relationships, my personal relationships with the people over there in China? What would it be like? They're trying to complicate things. So all of this that you're saying, these are just defensive mechanisms. Both of these two nations, America and Israel, I know about this personally, right? They have had preachers and all of these throwing suggestions out there my way, of course. Well, here is my home. Is my home perfect? No. But here is Zion. Here is Zion. And I'm that king set upon that hill of Zion. And you are the ones that have taken evil counsel against the Creator and against me. Heavy, right? I was trying to understand what are these meteorites, and got an idea because we usually have shows now and then, and I asked myself, is it is it plasma sheathing? Yes. At least that's the working theory, right? Plasma sheathing. So again, I'm put in a peculiar situation, in a way. And as usual, I share to show I care. Put yourself in my situation, right? They have shown me for sure that they are going to continue to destabilize this nation. They are going to wage war against Nigeria. And all of these things they are doing, they believe that is to keep themselves safe from their impending doom, right? From their impending doom. This is why they are doing what they are doing. But the steps they are taking is just leading them there. And I'm here, I'm asking them, please be wise. Most need to be instructed, but they don't want to be instructed. They are kings and stuff. I have no fear in me whatsoever. And they know this for a fact. Right? They have used weapons against me, unimaginable weapons. Weapons that there are even no whispers about. So I know their capabilities. Impressive capabilities, right? So then what do? They go after you. So if you were in my position, what would you do? If the peoples of the earth, and whatever is in it, is partially your responsibility, what do you do? And that is the psychological situation that they are playing with right now. And let's lay down some facts, right? In order to make you share my predicament, right? Do they have money to pay for destabilization efforts? Yes, they do. Are people still vulnerable? Right? Are people still vulnerable to be exploited by them? That is true. Do they intend to basically I'm asking, are they audacious? Yes, they are, because they are aware of what is to unfold. That is a biblical existential crisis, right? Biblical level existential crisis. So we are going to see many bizarre things from America and from Israel, the Zionist state. Prophecy and the Prince of Zion are in the midst of that situation. Right? Look at us now, right? Like seriously. I don't think people have a proper appreciation of my situation. So what would you do? I am not the prince of the dead, right? The dead are out of my jurisdiction, so to speak. So then, do we fight on? And by my simulation, at the end of this, it's not gonna be seen as a victory. Because of the chaos that is gonna ensue. Trust me. Right? The push for Canada because of protection. The issue with Alaska is because of protection against Russia, right? And now we have the Japan situation, right? The Japan situation is exactly like the Cuba situation, right? As you can see, Cuba, America, Japan, China, right? They are pumping in missiles so as to cause a missile crisis, right? Again, map of the earth, right? And as you can see, from Russia through Alaska, through Canada to America. The only way to keep Russia and China in check is Japan. So whatever is happening now is not for the benefit of the Japanese people. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. It's the Americans that are doing this. And I've said many, many times, this does not have to happen. Okay, and I'm not talking in a political sense, rather talking to politicians. No. I'm talking to sorcerers and wizards and basically people who know about the truth, the whole of it, not half-baked truth that they keep selling to the public. No, the whole of it. Because they know I come to replace them. And they are playing it out in movies every time, every day, right? Coming to America, this and that. That movie with Rambo and the kid, right? I don't remember the name of it, but it's Sylvester Stallone and co-starring this young kid. Right? They keep telling people, they keep casting spells, right? And now these spells are not working out, right? So having me in Japan in a way is to neutralize Russia and China. In a diplomatic type situation. because retaliation from Russia and China towards Japan would not just would be a whole diplomatic situation. Right. Even virtual signaling with Alaska and stuff, you know, calling for negotiations. Is that what Trump? Is that what you're doing? Then what are these? All of these plans, you know? Using a girl as some sort of honeypot or something. All I'm saying is the more this is going on for you, America and Israel, people are gonna discover. They're gonna discover and understand that you are the ones behind this whole situation. And what are they gonna do? Right? That you attacked Russia because of prophecy. You're causing conflict in the Middle East and provoking everybody because of prophecy and try to avoid prophecy. Why don't you own up to your mistakes and just do better? Using me as a pawn will not end well. Let's just say that. Right? And I know people who you have sent. You know, I'm very keen. One of them had the audacity to say the Christian revival is gonna happen in America. He was so sure. Him and his Israeli flag. Why he did it? I don't know. Did he do it because of a good intention? Trying to, I don't know, quote unquote, save America and stuff? Was he threatened? Because for sure, he is your guy. 200 billion Tanzanian shillings. Definitely your guy. Planted for a long time for a very specific purpose. And I don't believe that he will stop. Don't think he has the option to stop. So all I'm saying is let him be. He did what you told him. He got the message. And the answer to the message is simple. You know, stop making movies, right? First and foremost, right? Let me remember this last movie, Good Fortune, right? Keanu Reeves and the Indian guy and Seth Rogen or something, right? In the movies, you are seen as, you paint yourself as humble and stuff, right? I know Keanu is playing you, an angel trying to get back to heaven. Right? That's why you keep talking about, I'm not going to heaven and this and that. Why do you think he's so focused on that? And why is he obsessed with gold? He's an angel. So, as an angel, I'm your brother. Even as tribes, still. Tribes of the flesh, still. So then why is it so hard I don't know. That is a you problem. No matter how you try to phrase it as a me problem, it is a you problem. All of these provocations, they're going to lead to your distractions. And everybody knows it. Anybody with any form of military understanding. All of these buffer zones that you're trying to create, in North America over here, in the Caribbean, right? Some of your peoples over there thought it was a good idea to set up shop in Haiti. These provocations in China over here, forget about Japan, the island. All of these are containment strategies. You only contain a thing that has intention to attack you. But this is not about China planning to attack America or Russians planning to attack America. No. They genuinely don't. But they are not dealing with now, brothers and sisters. They are dealing with the future. Right? So I am here now before the two of you are destroyed. Make peace. That's all I can tell you. But all of these other things, they're not going to work. They're not going to work. Now you can pursue whatever you want to pursue, but I'm just giving you real talk right now. I'm just giving you real talk. Whatever that you're doing is going to eventually lead to your downfall. What you're doing now, in every metric, right? In every metric, from your migration policy, your provocation with your neighbors, your warmongering and sponsoring of war, all of these things, they're all leading to one thing. Look at what Israel is doing right now. And then you're going to blame the Creator that he did this, he wasn't fair to you or something. Is it the case? That is the question that I want to know. Is it the case that you were not given a chance to change your course and alter your history? I have a voice with Russia and China and in the Middle East over there. So why don't you make peace here in the public with witnesses? That is how I do it. So, finishing up. My question, what would you do? What would my incompliance mean, and what would my compliance mean? I need you to ponder this question with me as the days unfold, right? So anyway, I went a little bit, you can't even say prophetic. These things are right now in real time. This is not prophetic or anything. We are way past prophetic. These are things happening in real time. You see that? That is how you quote unquote save yourselves. Or else, this is in your hands. This is all you. All you. Right? And nothing will stop what is coming. If you don't change your course. So yeah, let me put a pin on it right there. Press easy, signing out. Love you, bye.